So, a warm welcome to one and all to the day 2 of API Days Dubai. I would like to welcome Moayad Ratrout, Digital Transformation Specialist at Dubai Municipality, to share with us his thoughts on the digital transformation in governance.
Hi, good morning, President. How are you?
Morning,
Hi, all.
Moayad. Good, thank you. How are you?
Thank you. Good, good. Thank you for allowing us to share the knowledge, the journey, the experience with around the globe, not even in the Middle East. So today, inshallah, I'm going to talk about accelerate the digital transformation journey within using the AI and APIs and trends technology. Mainly how we can deal with that one, how we can move around the digital transformation, how we can make the strategies, how we can make it mature enough in order to take the benefit of digital transformation. Actually, there are many aspects I want to talk about from the API itself, where it will be some small statistics about that, why we need the APIs, why the digital transformation, what is the driver or derivers for digital transformation, and what are the benefits for that one. We need to talk somehow about the framework, because actually we found many times that there is something missed here in the framework of the digital transformation. And finally, we will give some digital transformation tips, or you can call it like small information, how you can move, motivate yourself in order to move on. So from now, 2022 till 2028, we will reach $1 billion, okay, using or in the market itself by focusing on the APIs, which actually a huge number. If we check that AI actually on the other side, we will see the same number. It's not by mistake happen to see those API and AI and other technologies that work together to reach that market share, or to extend the market share around the Middle East region by this number. It came because there is some, or there are many impacted area around the organization, especially I'm talking about the government organization, but we don't need to forget the other type, which is the private organization. Actually, I did the research by the checking the similarity between the private sector and the public sector within the governance area, and I found actually that it's almost the same challenges, the same issues that they face. And actually we recommend on that research that we need to put somehow some regulation in both parts to help both parts in order to give a value for the customers. Because finally, by the way, we found that the main point of importance within two parts will be the customers. And this is why now you can see around the organization, they talked about customer journey, customer happiness, customer indicators, and so on. Because this is the point, this is the heart of each organization, regardless it's a private sector or a public sector. So why we need to care about the APIs, why we need to care about the digital transformation itself? Finally, because we have something called life relation. This comes from the private sector. We need to care about the corporate deviation, and we need to care about the government collaboration. By corporate deviation, there are many things missed within the organization in the private sector, in terms of governance, in terms of management integration, in terms of procedure, policies, and so on. They all need to increase the profit, but actually there are some competitors in the market they don't need to integrate with, and they don't need maybe somehow to share with them some success areas. But on the other side, with the government collaboration, we can see that there are many areas that were enhanced and were integrated between different governments. And actually, by the way, you can see that by removing, or the paperless strategy in Dubai, by removing billions of papers that already printed or shared and so on. Now you can just by integration within those different government entities to remove any obstacles within the customer's journey. This is the point where the life relation between either different public sectors organization or public sector organization and the other type, which is the private sector, to find a value for those customers. Finally, improve people, customers, and employee life. Even your employee inside the organization will feel better because you will reduce a headache from them, papers, data that they need to evaluate and they need to review it. Actually, they now can care about other part, which is enhance the processes, find a new solution, bring in new ideas, brainstorming sessions, and those stuff. So this is actually why we need to care about the APIs and AI. But if we look at the digital transformation itself, what are the biggest drivers for digital transformation? Based on the research, we found that the cost and budget pressure is the main driver for putting digital initiatives. In the second part, you can see customer citizen demands, means there are customers requesting for enhancements, requesting for new services, requesting to ease their journey within the organization. Then we found federal government directives. By the way, if you check the federal government directives and the cost budget, almost they will go to the customer journey, almost they want to enhance the customer journey, which all give the final value, which is increase the profit of the organization. Finally, digital maturity of other agencies means that the competitors around you, you need to look at that point and you will check how they did that success story. Can we integrate with them? Can we take some benefit from that? Can we make some benchmarking and so on? So actually, those are the main four drivers for digital transformation. But if we talk about we need, and this is the market share within 5-6 years from now, and if we talked about that, okay, we need digital initiatives and so on, we need to know exactly what are the benefits of artificial intelligence on digital journey and the API itself on the digital journey for the customers and organization, either private or public sectors. Direct cost saving, yes, actually by reducing the prints, increasing number of services requested, doing some enhancements on the journey, adding in new services that help the customer. This will actually increase the cost saving on the customer side and also on the government or private sector side. Increase accuracy, yes, 100%. If you are working with the data that already verified by each entity, just you need to verify it or send an API or talked about it, directly it will be verified. No need from any employee within the organization to check the input from the customer. Reduce processing time. Yes, 100% sure. Our employee now will work on other types of processes by enhancing it or doing something for that processes. Accelerated transformation, 100%. Look to the data all the time, all the time. There are many areas, many gaps within the data. It's not structured data. Most of the time, we talked about unstructured data. You cannot use it for AI. You need a lot of work. You need a huge efforts to work on the unstructured data. So within using the integration platforms around the governments and the private sector, you will reduce that things and you will accelerate the transformation because you can just embed, just adapt to new technologies, just use the data, just bring BI reports, tools, and those stuff. Finally, it'll guarantee the quality of your information, the quality of your result, the quality of the reports, the quality of any work that resulted from the digital transformation initiatives. This is actually the main point that all working on it. So we talked about the benefits and maybe I talked about how we can do something in order to increase your motive to go to the digital transformation. But when you go there, you will find a lot or many digital transformation frameworks. My point of view actually, and with what actually I'm all the time push for to build a benchmark. First of all, you need to check different organizations, different journeys that already done before with other organizations. You can do benchmarking with other organizations if that's possible actually. And you need to do some research. You need to do homework. You need to make those practices that were happening with other organizations and mix it together to bring a new framework for your organization. Yes, there are hard, which is the customer, the product, the organization processes, but finally how you will do that, how you will work with that framework, it's different from organization to organization. You cannot just take it and map it and that's it. No, actually, this is the point. You need to map it. You need to see where is the gap that inside your organization that prevent you from increasing your profit. Identify critical success factor. Actually, this is the point, because if you put it, you need to follow that dream in order to reach that point, and you can evaluate yourself, and you can actually take from the others feedback to check if it's done or not. And the most important point within that one is the digital transformation and the governance. You need to govern all processes within the organization. It will help you a lot. It will give you a direction. Do the data classification, check the processes with others, check the classification of sharing the information with others, how you need to work, what is the processes, or what are the processes to take the data or take the input from others. Finally, you will build R&D that support your activities, because research and development will help you to find all things that I'm just talked about. So how you will go with that one? Let's take it in a practice way. Opportunity. Consider emerging new business, new technologies, new services, shared mobility. Check that. Do some brainstorming session with your employee, with your customer. Bring all on the same table. This is the point that you need to start from, by adding also the customer demand. All or most of us know that there is many complaints, many suggestions comes from the customer side. So we need to care about it. We need to receive it, and we need to add on it by doing some enhancements on that services or that processes that comes from the customers. This is the point. Imagine that you are starting a new service or a new business within your country, and you will reach one entity, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, maybe less, maybe more. Yes, but finally you need to check with all of them, maybe the same papers, the same process. Why we need all of that? So you need to include all. You need to involve all vendors, all entities within the customer journey, seamless customer journey that you can build it and you can suggest it for your organization. Digital technologies, you can use it, because if you just upgrade your data, make it structured, use the new processes that will help you to make even the input from the customers structured. If you use the APIs, integrations with the other entities, then this will help you a lot within embedding the digital technologies within your organization, AI, robotics, process automation, and those stuff. But actually, the thing that will help you to do such an initiatives and the integrations and those stuff will be the way how you will implement it. Actually, here we suggest agile use, because really it will make a difference. Really, it will make feedback, getting the feedback from the customers, and enhance on that one by increasing the information that will be give you a value. Because if you are just focusing in your business departments while they're bringing you the new services and new technologies and new suggestion, this will not give you a huge impact within the working with the others by focusing on something different. So the agile way will help you to get the feedback, to bring the ideas, to check with the customers, to check with the departments within your organization, to give you the value that you want to do it, or the value that you are asking for. So this is actually the main points that you need to care about. But again, I'm talking about the integration in general, integration between departments, entities, government, private sector, whatever the type of the organization will help the organization, will help their customers, will help and enhance, improve the people life, the citizen life within the country and within the cities. Actually, if you will move for the smart cities, you will find how the integrated actually devices, processes, services all together will make life easy and make something new. We will move from situation totally to a different situation that make everything from your home. You can do something else, not just care about submission services. These words will actually, we will not hear it after 5-10 years from now. Why I need to go there, submit a new government service? Why I need to go there to just renew my rental for the car or house or something else. Nothing from that. Maybe you will find it automatically happened. Just confirmation, you will receive it in mobile application by submitting the services from the organizations itself, not from customer themselves. Actually, this is my eyes, what I can see from now 10 years in the future from now, not again the similar situation as we can see it now. Actually, thank you very much for all of you. You can reach me on the social media, mobile, website, and so on. So again, thank you very much for all of you. If you have any question, I'm ready to hear from you. Thank you.
Hi, thanks a lot for those wonderful insights. A couple of questions. So,
Sure.
in terms of digital transformation, and that too, you are into the government sector. So, right. So, where do you see the most resistance to such transformation?
Actually, the point for digital transformation, what the people missed within building the digital transformation was the digital maturity. First of all, we need to see, we can do something. Can we implement those services? Can we implement those initiatives within the organization itself? What actually the impact? Because as you can see, there is some competitors or one of the derivers of digital transformation, other agencies. Means if I see other entity or other organization, they did some initiative, I will directly go and do the same. It's not like that. This is the point. We need to think about the value for each initiative, and we need to care about the sectors, all sectors. If we forget something like banking sector or finance sector, there will be a huge impact on the organization financial value. Not because I'm talking about bank sector or the financial sector in general, no, because using the process itself include different parties, either from government, either from private sector, either from any. By the way, I'm just skip this one, but now thank you for your question. Even inside the country or outside the country, you need to integrate. This is why the blockchain will help you to make sure about the data accuracy and the validation of the data. So this is the point, actually, Rishad.
Okay. And in terms of the transformations that you have seen, how is the adoption from the end users, be it the organizational employees or be it the the vendors or the ecosystem partners or the end users or the common citizens? How is the adoption? What are the steps generally taken to ensure that adoption or increase the adoption?
Yeah, thank you for this question, Bassam. The adoption itself, it's a problem. First of all, you will find many challenges around that one. The major one, which is the resistance from the employee, the resistance from the customers. Even I saw that a lot, even in huge or mega projects. One of the projects were be in Saudi Arabia with 8 million customers using that system, and it was really a huge system on that time. The point where you are working on a mega project will be how you will use the data that you have in order to enhance those customers, to push them, to motivate them to use the system. This is the point why the digital transformation using the new technology will motivate all people, customers, employee inside the organization or outside it, to help you to adapt those new trends or the initiatives for digital transformation. We can put a great ideas for digital transformation, but can we implement that one? Can we take the benefit from that one? No, it will be different from one entity to another one. So this is the point. First of all, we need to start with the customers. We need to do some customers journey with the customers and themselves. We need to sit with them. We need to hear from them, their problems, their issues, everything around. We need to build on that. This is the starting point. But again and again and again, employees is a crucial part of that one. We need to sit with them because they will work on that systems or that initiatives to help the customer to find their values. So again, the customer journey should or must include all parties, internally, externally, or even external or outside the country. This is the main starting point. If you reach that point, Prasan, really you'll find a difference. Really, everything will guide you to go where.
Right. Great. Yes. So the last question. So majority of the time, such transformations involve, bringing in technologies, bringing in tools, which were never used in that organization before. Say, just simple example of an RPA tool, right? So, what is the common approach in this part of the world, or in general, what that you have seen? Is it in terms of building that technical talent inside the organization, or go to a partner via a partner-led approach? Which is the best, or which is that followed here, and what from your opinion, what is it the best one?
Yeah, thank you again. It's a great question for, especially for the RBA and those new trends. Actually, something called excellence centers will help a lot. We need to build. Actually, we saw that, and I actually challenged with that one before. When we bring the RBA, because actually the RBA about mimic the task of the employee. So most of the employees think that this robots or this bots, they will take their jobs, okay, and they will be fired and so on. So the resistance will be huge. The other part of the employees, they cannot even understand how we can use the RPA within our daily work. So this is the point that push us to use something called excellence center, that we bring all on the same table. We build a framework how we can enhance their skills in terms of the new technologies, RPA, how they can understand even the point behind the RPA. It's not about remove your work or just put you away. No, it's about to give you some new task that really we need input from you as a human, because you are better in suggesting something new, because AI will, or robotic process automation will care about the routine task, why you need to spend your time in the routine task. Upgrading the skills, sharing the knowledge with them, building success story, and building the framework within that excellence office. We call it Center Excellence Office, to help all employees within the organization, including the vendors, to enhance their processes. And actually, one of the journeys that happened, we even suggest for that company to enhance on the RPA software itself, which actually we saw it later after 2-3 years, how that company actually be one of the biggest organization in the market in the robotic process automation.
Okay, great. I think you are really addressing or talking some of the things that the audience has been waiting to hear. So questions are flowing in. So just wanted one more question on, how do you go about COE? As it in, you mean a in-house COE, or a something a partner builds on behalf of you? What is the common approach followed? Is another question coming. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the point here regarding the vendors or suppliers and how you will work with that vendors and suppliers, it's include not even this point. It's include actually many points behind, because vendors financially, they think about the point in terms of cost and benefit, and you think about yourself from cost and benefit, but it's one from one perspective, and the other one for a different one. You care about yourself as an organization, they care about themselves from the customer side. The point here that if you bring all of those people, vendors, suppliers, and you sit with them, you ask them to do some POCs, and ask them to help you to enhance the maturity of your organization, to bring in new ideas or bring in new technologies, this will make somehow the maturity will be increased, and you can base on that work on the new initiative or suggest a new initiative that comes from your experience, because we know all the time new trends will cost you a lot. If you will start big, in this scenario, it's not something good. You need to start step by step, agile way. You can bring company POCs, prototyping, and you can do many things with them. And by the way, it happens a lot within the organization to use such a practice within the vendors or suppliers.
Okay. Great. So, where do you see the how, in terms of a digital maturity, where does the GCC countries in general stands vis-a-vis, a European or a Europe or European nations or US, and where are they ahead of the others, and where are they lagging behind? high
Yeah,
level
good
some.
question. Good question. Actually, if you check the reports and statistics around the globe from 5 years till now, we can see exactly how the digital maturity increased in a way that you cannot even imagine before in the GCC countries. Actually, the point that yes, there is some differences, one more, one less in the GCC countries, but almost if you will check the full coverage of all GCC countries in this area, in the Middle East itself, you can see a huge difference between GCC and other countries. If you compare it with Europe and North America or even Australia, you will find also somehow similarities. But the point that because here, what happened, you need to look for the motive itself, Prasan. Actually, the impact of doing some seeing other agencies or other countries doing something best and pushing you to do maybe more than that countries will help you to enhance. Who will take the benefit finally? The customers.
Right.
Actually, the point almost we can see that either on the same level or in some areas they go beyond other countries. Yeah, but because if you ask me about digital maturity, it includes different parts. There is something related to the blockchain, something to customer journey, something related to AI, RPA. So in some areas it's more, and some areas it's less. But mostly, if you look at all, you can see yes, it's go beyond the most of the countries around the globe. And this is the how the competition happen and how finally the customer will take the benefits.
Right, right. And from what we understand from an outside in viewpoint is there is a huge amount of support or a drive from the governments in this region in terms of adopting technologies, right?
Yeah,
Uh, no matter how latest that technology in the world itself, yeah, and you have been the governments have been at a giving full support in the adoption of it, yes. And
yeah,
another point I just like to bring to your notice. So one of the key observations that we had as a team in from the yesterday's session is there are a lot of hidden gems across this region in terms of, say, I'm particularly talking about the what we heard from the banking sector. There are a lot of advancements individual banks are doing. So probably those word is not yet out on how far many individual banks have played made those progress in the open banking or open finance journey. And also the approach that we saw was it's a mix of best of the world, right? So there are some regulations in the world are best you get the best outcome when it is enforced from a regulatory or a government point
yeah,
of view, and others from if it's coming from the market. And then we see a mix of all these things. And I believe that eagerness to innovate and move forward is very much ingrained in the value systems and the culture in this region. So that is
yeah,
helping quite a lot, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
a lot. Thanks a lot
Thank you
for
all.
joining us and taking your time out. Looking forward to meeting you in person, hosting you in person next year. Dubai.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sure, sure.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your present, and thank you all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.